So there we were, on our annual camping trip, a tradition as old as the mismatched chairs we lugged into the woods every year. The whole family was gathered around the campfire, swapping stories and trying to ignore the fact that Uncle Joe was flaunting his new skill. See, Uncle Joe had recently taken up the peculiar hobby of squirrel whispering. At first, we all thought it was just his latest quirky phase, like the time he tried to convince us that he could predict the weather by the taste of the wind. But Joe was adamant this was different. He claimed he could actually understand and speak the language of squirrels, complete with chittering sounds and tail gestures. Naturally, we were skeptical, but after a few marshmallows and a lot of coaxing, we dared him to prove it. Joe, brimming with confidence, approached a nearby squirrel with the swagger of a woodland Dr. Dolittle. He crouched down, made some bizarre noises that sounded like a cross between a coffee grinder and a kazoo, and gestured wildly with his hands. To our amazement, the squirrel seemed to respond, chattering back and forth with Uncle Joe like they were old pals. It was all fun and games until we realized that the squirrel had summoned its friends, a whole army of them, actually. Before we knew it, squirrels were everywhere, swarming our campsite like tiny, fluffy ninjas. They rifled through our backpacks, snatched up snacks, and made off with an impressive haul of trail mix, granola bars, and even a bag of marshmallows. We all stood there, dumbfounded, as Uncle Joe just shrugged and said, "They promised they'd bring it back." That's when we noticed, amidst the chaos, one particularly bold squirrel had left something behind, a tiny acorn with a little note attached. The note, scrawled in what can only be described as acorn ink, read, "I owe you 7 nuts, sincerely, the Squirrel Syndicate." We all burst out laughing, Uncle Joe included, though he insisted that the squirrels would honor their debt. By the end of the trip, we were still snackless, but at least we had a new family motto: never trust a squirrel with a nutty excuse.